I was thinking about something that I haven't really. I don't think I made a video on. How no matter how fucked up a fighting game is, sometimes it's still really fun. Because I think sometimes we get caught in the mentality of a game needs to be balanced. If a game's not balanced, it's not going to be fun. And that's not entirely true, because balance is all relative and subjective to what is going on in the game and in the surroundings, right? So a game where everyone TODs is balanced because everyone's going to TOD. A game where everyone has infinites is balanced because everyone infinites. Does that mean those are inherently fun to everyone? No, some people probably just completely avoid those styles of games because they don't like infinite. So like, I don't like infinite. Oh, I don't like TODs with 2 bars of meter that you built from killing my first character. Yes, maybe I'm referring to KOF. Yes, maybe I may be showing a KOF clip. But I want to show some really fucked up fighting games examples. And these are in tournament. These are all tournament matches that have happened. I want to show some really fucked up tournament examples. Fighting games that are busted, but in the most fun way possible for the people who like them at the highest level of play. So we'll get right on into it. I specifically mentioned KOF. I think it would only be fair to start with KOF. So let's go ahead and get into this one. And this is an oldie. This isn't even the most recent KOF or the KOF before. Oops, why is it showing this monitor? That's weird. Hold on, we gotta fix our monitor situation. Primary. There we go. Hey, we fixed it. Good. So, this is not even the most recent KOF either. This is actually KOF 13, which I believe just got rollback announced for it, which is pretty dope. But what we've got is Justin Wong, a certified hood classic of the FGC, versus Reynold. Reynold is one of the greatest, one of the most prolific, known tag game players and KOF players, right? Especially in the States. All right, let's see what kind of fun, but maybe not so competitively okay stuff happens on the screen.
I mean, in the arcade version, but she's still pretty solid. She still has those combos. I like her.
Ooh, nice confirm.
Whoa.
Reno using mine, HC combo.
Oh yeah. So tell me about how mine got buffed.
Justin? Justin, are you alive, Justin?
There you go.
Wow.
So that's one of the buffs. See her Neomax?
He wasn't alive. He was dead. So that was getting hit by a fan, getting hit by a jump in, and then getting staggered with a low.
Oh, yeah. A lot of AP rolls.
She doesn't have
I don't know if you guys saw that.
She had in arcade mode. I mean, in the arcade version.
It was a fan. The fan didn't even hit. It was the air-to-air trade trying to jump over the fan.
She's still pretty solid. She still has those combos.
Oh yeah, it was one fan. There we go. And then it was a jump in, a stagger into a low.
Ooh, nice confirm.
And you just die.
Reno using mine, HC combo.
Oh yeah. So tell me about how mine got buffed.
And then you just die.
Okay, so
Feels
here we
good.
go.
Wow.
So that's one of the buffs. See her Neomax?
You know, and this is something that's really common in KOF, right? People go on record saying that KOF is some of the most fun they have in fighting games. Some of the best neutral they've ever played in a fighting game comes from KOF. But that specifically is common, right? People get TOD'd, people die from ridiculously high life totals with large amounts of meter because characters are batteries, right? They build a meter, you build meter, you build it up, you build it up, you build it up. And then on your second or your third character, not your first, you can just expend it with a max mode and kill your opponent in the corner. Like you can just string together a 2 or 3 like sequence of buttons over and over 3 or 4 times, and then just kill your opponent with a super at the end, right? You used 3 bars or 4 bars to kill someone, but guess what? Their character's dead. They're down a character. You have 1 bar of meter, and now you got to battery up again. Let me just charge up, build up more meter, and that's some of the fun that comes from KOF, is understanding when you're supposed to use that meter and when you're not supposed to use that meter to keep yourself alive or to close out a round on a character, right? And I think, me personally, I've never been like a super big KOF guy. I played KOF 2006 or Maximum Impact 1 and 2. I played those. I thought they were fun. But I've never like competitively delved into KOF. I watch it a lot, and it looks really fun, but it also looks fucked up. And I think that was a perfect example of how fucked up it can look. Another game that's super big casually. I think that when you think of casual fighting game players or just casual gamers in general, there's probably 2 franchises they think of when they think of fighting games. Most of you who play fighting games a lot are probably about to say Street Fighter and Tekken. You're wrong. It's Street Fighter. And unfortunately for you NRS haters and you NetherRealm Studios and Midway haters, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is probably the most prolific fighting game in pop culture. When it comes to just general normies, it's Ryu with the Hadokens and Scorpion with the get over here. And there's no beating that. There's just no way around that people will remember Liu Kang's flying kick and the bicycle kick more than they're going to remember Jin Kazama doing a fucking electric. So what I have for you is none of the characters I've mentioned for Mortal Kombat, but we do have a Certified Hood Classic again on the players. We have Sonic Fox playing Sonya Blade versus Corbalicious playing Kabal. Kabal, I think both these characters were in the recent Mortal Kombat movie, right? The one that was like 2 years ago? Yeah, Kabal was a bad guy, Sonya was a good guy. They were both in the Mortal Kombat movie, which was pretty cool. And I think this result might not be the same as the fight from in the movie. The good guys versus the bad guys. I'm going to be quite honest with you here, but we'll just show you the round. This is Grand Finals of Combo Breaker 2018 for MK9. So once again, tournament set. See how it goes.
I say Fox is definitely not been getting hit by too many of that. Even though it is a mix-up, he's definitely ready to deal with it.
First, true.
I mean,
So as you can see here, right, it's a lot of Sonic Fox trying to just get in. Once he gets in, he's like, oh yeah, I can win when I get in, right? And Kerbo's just zoning him out. Kerbo's like, you don't get to get in. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. I thought you were the zoner and I was the rushdown. Wait. What's going on? Wait a minute. I thought I was the zoner. So, we'll go back. Sonya is actually known as one of the best rushdown characters in Mortal Kombat 9. This character has tools to get in for days, some of the fastest walk speed in the game, one of the best conversion abilities when it comes to anti-air, air-to-air, and ground-to-air, right? She's really good at catching and comboing off basically everything. But this motherfucker right here, Kabal, isn't known as the best rushdown character. He's known as the best zoner, but also happens to have phenomenal rushdown along with said zoning, making him the best character in the game to the vast majority of the people who played this game. I'm gonna be real, I think it's Cyrax, but I'm coping. I'm hella coping. Cyrax is probably like 3 or 4, but I'm coping. I think Cyrax is 100% the best character in the game. But if we're going by paper and by matchups, it's Kabal. Now, the reason why this interaction is so fucked up and just not fun, because you spend the entire, what do you spend? 10 seconds here, 15 seconds here, trying to chase down your opponent and get advantage and start your offense, because you have to be close range for your offense. Kabal gets to play this long-range zoning game and keep you out, and then when you finally get in, it's not your turn. I'm Kabal. I'm better than you at every range on the screen. Hold that. Also, he has a wake-up attack that's like a 0 frame low. That's a wake-up attack, by the way. That's I shit you not. This is wake-up. It even said, watch in the bottom corner. This is wake-up attack right there. Yeah. This character was a travesty. This character was a joke. This character was funny as hell. Very frustrating to fight against, but made the game hilarious. Like, you watch this shit and you're just like, who the fuck designed this? But first and foremost, he's really fun to play. So Sonya. So is Sonya. I think they're both really fun characters to play. I played Cyrax, Kenshi, and Katana, but the little I learned about Kabal and Sonya, I was like, dude, these characters are hilarious. These characters are so stupid. Right. That's the Mortal Kombat clip. I was actually going to try to find a clip from UMK3. That's what I was going to try to find a clip from, because Kabal is probably just as fucked up in that game, but Human Smoke is also a problem. And Human Smoke, he just does things. He does fucked up shit. So does Reptile. I think the old school MK games have even more like fucked up degenerate shit, but they're still looked back on super fondly. People like look back on like UMK3 and they're like, this is like probably peak Mortal Kombat. UMK3 is sick. And then you see Reptile acid ball loops and you're like, why did I just take 94 damage? And you're like, well, reptile basketball loops. Why did I just take like 60% into Oki and I'm fighting against human smoke? That's just human smoke, right? So that's like the old school mentality of players coming out, right? I think that a lot of the newer players, maybe if they went to go try these games now, maybe they'd be like, oh no, this shit's fucked up. This is probably why no one plays these games anymore. That's why they got replaced by the new stuff. But I think that there's still some charm to some of these games. And speaking of a game that has a lot of charm, and it mainly has charm because of the fact that it is a mix of universes. Two of the most powerful universes to ever exist in media at the time. Capcom versus Marvel. Marvel versus Capcom. It's Marvel, baby. So, Marvel vs. Capcom has always been fucked up. I could show you the Justin Wong clip where he's doing the Storm shit and gaining meter from Storm. I think that was Marvel Superheroes from Storm's Jump Heavy, right? Or just gaining him free meter. I could show you the Cyclops comeback. Or I could show you something truly diabolical. And it happens very fast and it's very quick. You might not even notice it. But it is another tournament set. And this is between two more certified hood classics for the FGC. This is EVO 2016. This is Filipino champ versus Apology Man. I'm laughing just thinking about it because trying to find this clip made me laugh because how young Apology Man looks here. Look at look at this handsome young guy, dude. All right, so let's take a look at it. Let's see what happens on the screen. So I will tell. Anyways, that was quick.
Caught him on the push block, actually. That wasn't even an open up. That kind of sucks there. Oh, Lord. Super meat.
Oh, you got an assist?
Actually, he probably did that on purpose to avoid, actually. Good stuff there.
Interesting. We are seeing some answers right now, people. We talk all the time about how this Firebrand team, so cheap, unblockables everywhere, but Champ has showed up with some legit answers.
Legit escapes, yes. Apologies.
It's funnier because what's happening is the commentary is talking about Apology Man. I think Filipino champ won the game right before this. F champ won the game maybe right before this, if I'm not mistaken. And he won in a way where it was kind of removing some of the aspects of Apology Man's team. Right, Apology Man's team is Dr. Doom, Super Skrill, Firebrand. Firebrand on point with Super Skrill assist to create unblockables. Right, and I think you guys saw one there. I think that, yeah, there was an unblockable there. But as they're talking about how F-Champ is finding ways around like counterplay for the situation, his first character fucking exploded. Are you guys looking at the screen? We're just starting over. Look at this shit, man. From round start, his character just explodes.
I know, right?
Look at it. Gets the dive, right? Hits the assist. Blocks, uses that block to instant overhead, drags him, uses beam to cover, gets OTG right here, calls out Super Skrill to stop the proximity block, and that was unblockable. Unfortunately, the Super Skrill already stopped, so he didn't get a full confirm. Hey, what's up, Phantom? How you doing?
Seeing some answers right now, people. We talk all the time about how this Firebrand team, so cheap, unblockables everywhere, but Champ has showed up with some legit answers.
Legit escapes, yes. Apology, man.
And then he fucking died. This is Marvel versus Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3. Right now, we're just talking about some of the cheap and fond things of video games of the past, right? Because now I think a lot of people focus too heavily on wanting their game to be balanced, right? Not wanting their game to be fun. Cheap can be fun. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of cheapy cheaps here and there, just a little bit of cheaps. But it's when you mix that cheapness with fun and innovative archetypes or play styles or move sets that really creates a fun and diverse game, even if the characters at the top of that game are really fucked up. Right? Like, we don't want a one character or a two character meta ever. We don't. I agree. I don't want that. I'm sure you guys don't want that, but we do want fun. If everyone is doing really boring, bland, Karate Man-esque shit, are you guys having fun? Or do you want some more substance? Now, speaking of substance, the game is all substance, no sauce, old school, kicking it super old school. I wanted to show like a really fucked up Kusoge-styled game, but I don't know if everyone even knows the game that I was going to show. So instead, what I will show is 90s Tekken when 2 or 3 characters were S++++ tier. Yeah, I think it was like King had a jab. I think it was his down 4-1 that was so plus on block that it would like guarantee a throw mix up. So like you didn't want to block it, you wanted to get hit by it. It was like double digit plus on block, like over a second plus, like over plus 60. But then on hit, it was like plus 2 or something. So like unintended content 93. There we go. Yeah, it was like over a second plus. I can and we look at numbers like that and we're like, there's no way any modern fighting game has something like that, right? I'm going to tell you right now, I was a big fan of Mortal Kombat X. I showed a Mortal Kombat 9 example, Cabal being probably the best zoner in the game and also one of the best rushdown characters in the game. But let's fast forward to the next game, right? Imagine that in today's game. I'll tell you, there was a game that had that. It was called Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat X, originally, when Triborg launched, Triborg was by far and away the best character in the game. Every variation was fucking stupid in their own way. They all had something absolutely ridiculous and cheap. Cyrax's unblockable setups were way too easy. They were like the craziest hard to blockables, and they were very cheap and cheerful. They were everywhere. Like anyone could do them. Literally took a monkey to figure them out. Like you just mash on some buttons, throw out a bomb in a net, and you're like, "Woo! I unblockable that guy. That was sick." Cyrax. Wait, show a clip. I wish. Now the problem is Sector. Sector has up missile. Up missile was a new move to Mortal Kombat X. Before he had tracking rocket. Tracking rocket became his. Maybe he had up missile in Mortal Kombat 9, but up missile in Mortal Kombat 9 was not as strong as it was in X. Up missile in Mortal Kombat X on release of Triborg was plus 72. I wish that I could find something to confirm this, but I distinctly remember it. It was in the frame data. You could hit someone with up rocket from basically anywhere on the screen, and then because MKX had a running, you could then run at your opponent and full combo them. Now, I think there might be some examples. I might try to find one, but let me show you guys this. There's another certified FGC Hood classic on the screen. It's Jebailey. It's Jebailey. Jebailey is an old man, but Jebailey plays fighting games. He doesn't just run events. He is the founder of Common Effort or Community Effort Orlando, right? Community Effort Orlando. I think that's what it's called. Here he is, right here, playing some Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo in a tournament set, EVO 2022. So this is actually a recent tournament. He's playing Sagat. Let's see what happens.
Arcade, like holla for the 55-55 crew. Tiger D out the gate. Jebailey. Jebailey is going to be throwing a lot more.
Now, I said this game is all
What
substance, no sauce. So there's nothing crazy inherently happening on the screen, right? Why are you showing this? What's happening?
Tiger shot. Hi, Tiger.
Yo, how do you
Wow.
how do you beat that? With how do you beat that? And you can see Shag mashing on his controller because like it'll undizzy him faster, I think. But how do you? I want you to tell me in a game with no sauce and all substance. How do you once you get in this range where Sagat has bigger normals than you and has projectiles? How do you beat this?
Tiger shot. Hi, Tiger. Wow.
Oh, nice.
Got it. Stand short upper.
Wait, I missed it. Yeah, that's how fast Super Turbo is. We'll do the whole round. It's fine. He has a few instances where he can start his offense. But then you remember that Sagat's limbs are longer than in Bison's. So unless he's using special moves, what do you do here? And this is before the era of like fully invulnerable on startup, projectile, invincible moves. Except for like DPs. And then you get stunned and you die. I think there was a saying. It was by Ed Boon. Ed Boon said Dizzy was like the coolest thing ever in Street Fighter, right? Dizzy was so cool because it made you feel good, but it made the other guy feel bad. But so the other guy wouldn't have to feel bad, we moved it to the end of the round and made fatalities. So Dizzy is the cheap shit here. You're already getting your ass beat. Watch as your character can no longer move, is fully immobilized. Now watch as your character gets their ass beat more. Let me see if I can find you a Sector clip of Sector doing up rocket in MKX. Okay, this is just a player. I think it's Rio. Rio showing how plus up rocket is. All right, let's watch this real quick. And this is some other cheap shit. I think this game is really fun. I think that for the modern NRS games, right? And I have to say modern by PS4 forward. Because if you ask me if I could play MK9 on PC, I would. Without having to do anything weird. Like if it was just still in the store, I would just go buy it, right? But if I were to go back and buy an old MK on PC, because I don't own any MK games on PC at all, I'd probably buy MKX. Here's the video by, I believe this is Rio. This is Rio's video. I want to make sure I'm crediting the right person here. Rio is a old head of Mortal Kombat. He's been playing for a really long time. Like I think like MK4. When I say a long time, I mean a long time. So this is, how many years ago is this? This is 7 years ago. Oh, man. I thought you had 11 on PC? No, I had 11 on console. But I sold my console. Anyways, that was a combo. He had time to teabag. Look at this shit. This is modern. This is like 8 years old, I think. He had time to run full screen. Full screen. Sorry, Brian. I gotta get your face off my screen. Full screen, by the way. Full screen. Full screen. That's rich. That's so good. That's hilarious. I played Cyrax on launch of Triborg along with I played Sector and Cyrax, like along with Cyrax on launch of Triborg, only because I saw how stupid Up Rocket was. And I was like, I want to do that to people. I was like, man, I love Cyrax. I'm glad Cyrax is back. Bomb resets are sick. They're not unblockable anymore, but they're hard to block. I'm gonna fucking throw that low bomb on you and do an overhead before or after, same timing. Good luck, block this mix. And then I saw funny Up Rocket and thought, monkey brain. Like oh man. Imagine this in SC. I don't wanna. I think if any character got that easy of a hit confirm in 11, it would have easily been nerfed during the life of the game. Easily. Because this isn't as plus anymore. You can't, at the end of MKXL, you can no longer do it this freely. You have to do Up Rocket and already be moving or already be inputting your special move. And you're doing it in a timing where, who the hell thought this was fair? It's fighting games. Who gives a shit about fair? All right? Guess right, white boy. Guess right. That's just a few of the examples, right? I think, like, if I try to find some real wacky shit, like Creeper told me to show Kyanto. I was thinking about showing Hokuto no Ken. Let's see if I can find something very quickly for Hokuto no Ken that is absolutely just completely ridiculous and should not exist. It shouldn't take long. I promise it won't take long, chat. Well, that was easy. The devs knew what they were doing? Absolutely. All right. Well, that didn't take long. EVO Japan 2020. So 3 years ago. You're probably like, what the fuck is this game? This is a very common Kusoge. This is the Kusoge people love. People are like, oh, Hokuto no Ken is sick. You're probably like, what's happening? Why is this guy still getting comboed? Good question. You thought it was over? Oh, you thought it was over. You thought you weren't getting basketball juggled right now?
いや、これは多分鈴木安
That's
定
crazy.
ルートに組んで、これですね。鈴木安定ルート。これは結構な確率で。
By the way, this doesn't kill. This is just a fucking timer scam, by the way. I just want to let you guys know. This does not kill. It is just a timer scam. Watch the whole thing, though. It's cool. We got time. We got time. This is for a YouTube video. It's cool. If you guys are here for the YouTube while this combo is still going on, drop a like on the video and subscribe. And tell me about what really fucked up old fighting games that you still love to this day, even though you know that they're broken and ridiculous, just like Hokuto no Ken that we're watching on the screen right now. Yeah, this doesn't kill. I mean, it'll kill, but like it doesn't matter. It's gonna timer scan. Like if it say it had happened at the beginning of the round, it would have killed at the beginning of the round. But because this infinite did not start at the beginning of the round, because you need boost for it, which is one of the little meters at the bottom. You need boost. It is a part of. It's one of the game mechanics, or at least you need a boost to set it up in the way that the Ray player had to. That wasn't gonna kill. There just wasn't enough time. He had to build boost meter. I don't think you start with boost, if I'm not mistaken. So. That's just you got to hold that. But hey, look, you didn't die. You got to keep your pride. You got infinite, and you can say that you lived an infinite combo. If that's not a sick fighting game story, I don't know what is. Truly, there's like way more instances of like fucked up stuff in fighting games that people have so much fun with, right? Like we spend so much time complaining about the balance of characters and complaining about the balance of games that we don't look at all the fucked up shit we used to have and think about how much fun we had with it. Some of us maybe didn't even know it existed, right? I played that game as a kid. I saw some of these infinites, but I had no clue how to do them as a kid. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what the fuck do I do this shit? What the hell? I played it on like I owned a copy of the game, but I played it on my computer. Anyways, so I played this as a kid, and I also played a whole hell of a lot of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. A whole hell of a lot of it, right? Some of the absolute dastardly things you could do to people in those old games feels way more unfair than it does in these newer ones. And yet, those old games still have a competitive scene to this day. And it's not just old people playing the game and young people not getting into it. Younger people see a lot of these games and do end up taking a liking to, and trying these games. Even if maybe they don't stick with them, they try them. Because it's just a different breed of people that take a game at its face and say, well, what can I do to break it? The game's already broken. What can I do to break it? Or how can I do the broken thing that they're doing, right? You don't see Melee players saying Shine needs to be banned. You see Melee players saying, haha, Shine Spike go burr, I want to do Shine Spike. You know, that's kind of the sentiment. Or Rest looks like a really fucked up, degenerate tool. And so is Jigglypuff's disjointed back here. I want to mash those at people. That's what you see. And I think that that's something that a lot of people, mainly in the fighting game Twitterverse, aren't thinking about. Sometimes you just got to sit back and get infinited, sit back and get zoned until you finally get in and they outmix you once they get in. Sometimes you get max moded from 80% health and die, and you got to watch it. But you got to remember, everything before that point was fun. And it may have been your day to die that way, or get timer scammed that way, but it might be your turn to do it to someone next. So instead of complaining, just keep on playing. Fighting games are supposed to be fun. And I hope people are having fun with current and modern fighting games, but don't discount the older ones too, right? They have their charm. And I think that even now, some of the more broken fighting games, some of the more ridiculous, because people, for some reason, consider DNF Duel a really ridiculous and broken fighting game. It's really not. It's not as bad as you guys think, I promise. And they consider games like Dragon Ball to be really broken games. They're super fun. Just give them a shot, play them. Maybe you'll find a team that you like that can do crazy TODs to people in Sparking and Limit Break, or in Awakening in DNF Duel. And you'll find yourself in a whole new universe of things that you thought were only supposed to be fair and not fun. But now we're being unfair and still very fun. Anyways, this has been Beanie Thuggish for the YouTubes, signing out and saying peace. You guys want to watch more fucked up fighting game shit or what?